just about set to roll now from snowy Chicago. And off we go from Soldier Field. Taking it about the 1. And he returns this to the 22. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Flush to his right. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And some room to work. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Rolling to his right. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. 2nd and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. He's got the first down inside the 10. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Swift. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys, for those big fellas up front.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, this defense was victimized earlier in this opening quarter. This time, a measure of revenge.
Well, they always tell defenses you have to have a short memory. But I also think it helps if you remember what happens to you before, and now you're able to flip it around. They didn't want to show weakness and let this offense think they could do whatever they want. And they turned things around in that case and picked one off themselves.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? Touchdown, Detroit.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson, he's going to go up top again. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Bears can grab the lead with the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. They'll run right here with Swift. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's hurt.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off at the 22, and they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays. But you also have to have good feel as well, because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5. Now a give, right side. Archer. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on third and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
On second down now, it's Cohen, and he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 34. Going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Wilson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And boy, Charles, it is no doubt a passing league. We get that, but did you ever think we would see someone pass for 7,000 yards in a season? He just went over that threshold.
Brandon, 7,000 yards means you've had a monster game each and every game of the year. If you throw for 350, that would hurt your average. That means you've made every throw, very few drops by your receivers. You've moved the ball effectively every time out.
He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
To throw is Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Lions are going to have it here just past the 25. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And Wilson with it, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Zaven Collins there to make the play defensively.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
On the handoff, this is Swift. Swift's got the first down and then some.
And down to the 27-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll run on first down. Archer, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. play action. Now Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Here's Rodgers. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play there on the catch and run.
How you leave a receiver of that caliber that wide open on that play is absolutely beyond me. You've watched tape. You've gone over the scouting report. Your first move should be double or triple him and make sure someone else doesn't beat you.
Well, especially on third down. That's what's really baffling. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. On play action, it's Rodgers. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20, 10, and they will score a pick-6 for Bears touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the count, we hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Indeed, Coach. Thanks very much. And that snow you alluded to showing no signs of stopping, at least in the foreseeable future.
And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's got this up to the 28-yard line.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
43 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They'll try the counter here. Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. first down. Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Lions are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
2nd and 7.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. Going deep downfield for Ross. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Wilson. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Bears getting the road victory, so they'll look now to take the season series here at Soldier Field.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they pass.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A huge play there for Chicago. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson.
They'll set up the screen to Carter.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Again, Wilson. Looking deep downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Bears are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Rodgers throw there into the hands of Ross. Touchdown, Detroit!
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. And this is going to be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And the Bears are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Fourth quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Throwing is Wilson. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Bears are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On play action, Rodgers. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. I
think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now he's going to throw deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. Well, you normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into Danger Russ. On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson. Being chased out left. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Russell Wilson. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bears turn that interception into a touchdown. The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this... And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 25. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Taking it about the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up the score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. Sliding out of the pocket. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. Full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Bryan Anger now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Oh, Wilson going to throw. They'll roll him out right. And incomplete on the deep ball. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Rolling to his right. Open man completes it to Claypool. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter. I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion, but this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. They'll buy some time right. And out of bounds right around the 20. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Here's Wilson to throw. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone, and you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around